So I was thinking that I could just take you along with me, and we're going to buy a stock together today on my phone, and I'm going to guide you through all the steps that you have to take. I will explain all the terms that we will encounter along the way, and then you'll know how to do it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Rebecca and I make videos about personal finance and simple living. Things like this, investing, saving, all of that good stuff. So please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you join me on this journey of discovering more of personal finance. Okay, but now let's get started and buy a stock together. Let's suppose you know exactly which stock you want to get or which fund you want to get, but now you don't know how to place the actual order. Which steps do you have to take? What do all these words mean that you encounter along the way? It's not that difficult, and I'm going to show you today. So the only thing you really need is a brokerage account, which means an account where you can buy stocks and funds and other financial securities with. You can either set up a brokerage account with your regular bank, or you could just download one of the many trading apps that are out there. So usually banks charge higher fees on their brokerage accounts, and usually also the trading apps are a lot more intuitive and easier to navigate, but it just really depends on what your bank offers. If you feel like what your bank offers is easy for you to understand and use, and you prefer having everything in one place and one account, then go for it and take the one from your bank. But otherwise, just get a trading app that is available and recommended in your country. It's very important that you think it's easy to use, because otherwise you'll never open that account or app and you will just not use it. By the way, opening an account is very easy nowadays. It will probably take about only 10 minutes to open it and register, and then you might also have to verify it before using it. That's the case in Germany at least. And that's it. Once you open it, you can transfer money into that account, so you can actually buy things there, and then you can get started. The app that I personally use for my stocks is called TradeRepublic. Let's log in here, and in the beginning you'll always see some kind of overview of all of your investments together and how they perform. So here I can see how they did this day, so since this morning, and then the past week, the past month, and year. And as you can see, the past month has been going quite up, because here since April, May, there has been this dip in the market that you probably heard about. So now it's picking back up. So you can just see how your investments are doing and what your portfolio is currently worth. And if you see that dotted line, that means that a month ago this was what my portfolio was worth, and now it's been growing. So a year ago, if you compare it a year ago, it's still not back at the point where it was a year ago. So this is kind of the reference line, the beginning point of that period. Okay, if we choose a random stock, let's choose Walgreens. And just a disclaimer here, I'm not giving out any investment advice. You might see some of the stocks that I actually have in my portfolio, but that doesn't mean that you should buy them. And this also is just an example to show you how to actually buy and sell something. So we'll choose Walgreens because it doesn't have a very high price, and we're only having $150 to work with today. And also I don't have that in my portfolio yet. So if you type in any stock, any company name that has stocks, you'll find the stock, and then you get to a page that will have all the information for it. So here on top you also see the performance. So you can also see the last week, how it was doing, month, year, and maximum you can even see since start. When was that? 2017. And also on that page you will always see the price. Currently it's 14.92 euros, and you'll see that it has changed a bit throughout the day, and this will always be the updated price right here. So you'll see it changing over time. Okay, so that's the overview that we've dealt with. Before you buy something, the first important thing you have to know is your fees. How much will you have to pay in order to buy or sell something? How much does it cost you to have a savings plan? All of these things you should know about the app or the broker you are using. So for me, for TradeRepublic, it's quite cheap. So for each purchase or sale, I have to pay €1, and that's it. I know that here in Germany, the fees vary between like €1 to €5. That's about $1 to $5. Some even have a flat rate, so you pay a monthly price and you can trade as much as you want to. Okay, so let's say we want to buy Walgreens boots. So we could add it to, oh, I already had it in my favorite list. So you can add it to your favorite list. You can also add a price alarm. Let's say you want, the current price is 40.86. Let's say you want to buy it when it's 38 euros, or you want to be notified when it hits that price. So you can set the price alarm, and that means you will get a notification on your phone when it hits that price. Here the other options show derivatives. I don't think you need it. I don't recommend buying derivatives. I explain it in another video over here. Okay, next up, let's move on to the metrics. What do these numbers and terms mean? So first off, you have a day range, which means that the lowest price that has been today was 40.72 and the highest was 41.25, and right now it's kind of in the middle with the 40.86 that it's currently at 89. Okay, 52-week range, that's the range of the last year, self-explanatory. Okay, so open and close, this is not very important. It just means that when the stock exchange, the stock market opened this morning, the price for Walgreens was $14.96, and when it closed yesterday night, it was $14.97. Just so you know, on most of these apps, you can't trade, as in you can't buy or sell something when the stock exchange is not open. In my app, I can buy and sell things from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. The next one is very important, bid and ask. These are different prices depending on whether you want to buy or sell it, because you have to imagine that all of these brokers that give you the possibility to buy something, they want fees. So with each of these orders, the broker will make a little bit of money from that. The bid price currently is 40.89, which means it's 1 cent under the current price of the stock. And the ask price means if you want to buy the stock, this is the price you're actually looking at. You will have to pay 41.05 instead of 14.90. The difference between bid and ask price is usually called a spread. For a regular stock or fund, you really don't have to worry about it too much. The spread isn't too high. There are some stocks that the asking price is much higher than the price it's currently at. If you're investing for the long term, it doesn't really matter because you are waiting for the market to go up in the long term. If you're trying to trade for a shorter period of time, you might want to have that in mind. But you don't have to look at it over here. Once you hit buy, it will show you the asking price. That will show you the price that you have to pay for it. And the metrics. Down here, this market capitalization means there's 35 billion euros worth of Walgreens stocks out there right now. This is a ratio. Ratios are important if you are considering whether you should or should not buy a certain stock. But let's say you already made that decision. The dividend yield just compares how much dividend they pay compared to the stock price, and the 52-week beta is kind of shows you the volatility of this stock. Okay, and now let's look at some more information that my app gives me and that you might see on your app as well. So I can look into the dividends that were paid for the past year, and then here, this one, oh yes, this one, it says what analysts say. So here it gives you a stock price estimate and whether you should hold it, sell it, or buy it. Do not believe that crap. It really does not mean anything. So if that says sell or buy, don't just do what they say. You make your own opinion about the stock and then you decide whether it's good for you or not. Some of these, what analysts say, or whether it's a stock that people should buy into, have been so wrong in the past. I will link an article or a video that I found over here. So just ignore that, please. Down here we have more options for derivatives, which again, just ignore them. And here you have some more information about the stock itself. So you see the company name and you can read a little bit about them. And then these two numbers are important. They are just the identifying number. So let's say you know which fund you want to buy in. Funds like the MSCI World, they have all different kinds of funds, and it's not, if you're going to put in MSCI World, you're not just going to find one. So if you know exactly which fund you want, look up the exact number here and then type that in your app where you want to buy it, so you're actually buying the right one. So that's already the most important terms that you will encounter when you want to buy something. And now let's just get to buying and see what your options are there. So once you hit buy, you will see that you can put in the number of shares that you want to buy. You see the final sum down here. And then here with the, if you click on this option right here, it will show you all the buying options that you have. And these are important to understand. The market order means that you will buy it straight away at the price that it's currently at, and that's it. So that's the easiest one. So if we were to choose that, you can see the price still changing over here, 41.22. If it goes up or down, you will see it. And again, this is the asking price. So it already has the additional cents on there that you have to pay extra. So this is the price you're actually going to pay. Okay, the second option is a limit order. And limit order means that you will choose a price and it will only buy it once it hits that price. So let's say 41.22 is too expensive for you. You could say I want to buy it at 40 euros, and then you can put that in there and say either until the end of the day, and if it didn't reach that price, that order will just disappear and you didn't pay anything, or for the next year. So if sometime in that next year it hits that price, you will buy it. The stop order is another option that I will explain once we're selling it. And then you also have the savings plan that we'll look into later. Okay, let's say I want to buy it at market order and I'm going to buy 2. Here I have an overview again, how much it is. Here I can also look at my cost information again. So now we can buy it. I have to obviously confirm it. And once I bought it, you can see that now I have a sell button over here that I could sell it again. Before we didn't have that because I didn't own any of these stocks. And then I see the total of the stocks that I have. I have 2 shares, 2 stocks, and here it shows me the price that I paid for them. So this price already includes the fees that I paid. So the €1 that was put on top divided by the 2 shares. So in total, my buy-in price was 41.72. So I can compare this one to the current price, which is 41.06. But it also tells me here in the performance, so I see since I bought it, I lost €1.33, which is not surprising because I lost €1 of fees, and then the 33 cents was probably the spread. Just another note on the buy-in: if you buy a stock on different days or over time, then you will pay different prices for them. So this buy-in always is the average of all the prices that you've paid, so you know exactly how much you paid for it and whether you're actually making a loss or a win right now. The last thing right here means how many % of the portfolio are my 82 euros worth of Walgreens stocks. So right now that's less than 1% of all the money I have invested in this app in stocks. So this just shows me an overview, and that's good for your diversification later if you want to look at how you distribute your investments. Okay, last thing for buying something, let's look into setting up a savings plan. Let's look for another stock, for example, Microsoft. Again, that's no recommendation, I'm just showing you how to create a savings plan. That right now, the stock is worth 285 euros. And maybe you're saying, well, I don't have 285 euros to buy that stock right now. And I actually do not, because I have 68 euros available. On my app, I can actually click right here for create a savings plan, or as you saw before, when I want to buy it, I can also choose savings plan as one of the options. So now I can choose how often I want to save, how often I want to buy into that stock, and let's say monthly in the beginning of the month, and I want to only buy 20 euros into Microsoft each month. So then I can just choose it here. Again, I can look into the cost information. There are some apps out there and some brokers that saving plans are actually free of charge. So that's a very good thing to look out for if you're looking for a new broker. So here I will see the first execution will be in September, and I will buy 20 euros worth of Microsoft stocks each month. And now I can create the savings plan. As you see, that wasn't very difficult. It's really easy to buy a stock, and it's just as easy to sell it. So just in case you find out later on, oh, I really don't like that company anymore, I don't like how they do X, Y, Z, or this stock does not fit in my investing strategy anymore, you can just sell it. Okay, so we would hit sell. And I have 2 shares right now, so I could sell both of them. And again, market order means I will just sell it at the current price. You can also, again, say a limit price. So for example, you're buying a stock and you say, well, it's, I don't know, the value is going up a lot, and you say, once I make 100 euros out of it, I'm going to sell it. Or once the stock price has doubled, I will sell it. Then you can just put it in here and say, once it hits 80 euros, I will sell it. Which is not very realistic for the stock, by the way, but just how you could do it. Okay, and then the stop order, in my opinion, is only necessary if you want to sell it. I've never sold anything with a stop order, but I don't see the advantage of using it for buying something. Okay, let's say you buy a stock and you're very scared of losing money. I personally would say if the value of the stock goes down and the market is down at the moment, just wait it out. Just wait until the market picks back up. As you saw, my portfolio has also gone down dramatically, but now it's picking back up, so just wait it out. Let's say you can't do that and you say, once it hits 30 euros, I'm going to be so scared to have lost 11 euros per share that I just want to get rid of it. I don't want to wait till it hits 20 euros. So that's how you could use the stop price, and once it hits 30 euros, you will sell it. Again, just wait it out. Don't use the stop price or don't sell something when the price is super low, because that means that you will actually have lost the 11 euros. If you're waiting, it might go back to 41 euros or even higher. Okay, but your choice. So if I'm going to sell it, I will put in sell shares 2 pieces, market order, and then I can just sell it again. And I'll have to approve that too. And there we go. All of this overview of the price that I bought into is gone, because right now I don't own Walgreens stocks anymore. Let's say instead of a stock, you want to buy into a fund. And it's actually not that different. You will just enter the fund's name. Right here, for example, I have one option of the MSCI World. TradeRepublic doesn't have many options for the MSCI, so this is just one of them. If you have a different app, you will have many more options. That's also the reason why I actually have all of my funds in a different account. Okay, so let's say you want to buy into a fund. What is different? You can see that you still have the price up here. There is always a price for one piece of the fund right now. So for this one, it's 65 euros. You will also see the performance. You can buy it right here if you want to. Here it tells you a little bit about the fund. And then here you will have the issuer, like iShares. There's Vanguard, iShares, all of that things. You see type stocks. As I explained in my investment options video, There are funds of stocks or bonds, commodities, all of that stuff. So it depends what the fund has inside. And here it tells you this specific one only has stocks inside. Okay, TR over here is probably one of the most important things you want to look at when buying a fund. TR stands for total expense ratio, and that means all of your expenses will be 0.2% of the money you have in that fund. So these are fees like the ones you pay for the company issuing the fund, like iShares, or if it has a fund manager, then money goes to the fund manager. So as you can see, this TR is actually quite cheap, 0.2%. That's one of the lowest ones you can get. There are funds that have expense ratios of up to 3%, which is very high, and you should never buy a fund with that amount of expenses. Okay, next up, this one, accumulating or distributing. So it will specify here whether your fund is accumulating or distributing. Distributing means that all the dividends or everything paid is going to be paid out to your account. Accumulating means that all of the dividends paid to you will just stay in that account and will accumulate over time and will not be paid out. So it will just make the money that you have in that fund grow more. The metrics down here are very similar to the stocks. You know all of these already. This one is another ratio that you can use to analyze. Here it actually shows you what accumulating means, so it reinvests your profits instead of paying them out. And you can also see what kind of sectors and countries this fund is invested in. And again, we have the core data, which would always be the TR, accumulating or distributing, when it was actually created. So this one is from 2011. And then very important, these two numbers to know that you're buying the right one. So as you can see, the overview for a fund is quite similar to the one of a stock, and you could just buy it in the same way. You can buy it with a market order, with the limit order. You can set up a savings plan, which I would recommend always to do. Have your savings plan automated, so then every month you will just invest automatically and you don't even have to think about it. So that's it for this video. I really hope it was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up, please. And I know we could have gone into so much more detail about some of these things, and I had to skip through some of them because it would have just been too long of a video. But if I skipped something that you're very interested in, please let me know in the comments down below and maybe I can make another video out of it. But I think we actually touched on the most important steps of buying and selling something. And maybe now you are motivated and ready to buy your first stock or your first fund that you have been putting off for a long time. If so, congratulations, that's a very important step in your financial journey. I have a playlist of all of my investing videos that I will link here, and you can just keep on watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!